Be prepared for highly offensive language throughout and adult and sexual themes. Is the news we have always dreamed of but never thought would happen. Ladies and gentlemen, the chickens are back! The chickens are back! More on that breaking news story very soon, but first, let's focus on the action tonight. And
there's only room for one Lewis.
There is indeed, Lewis G. This time on Friday, one of our Lewises will have been made extinct by you, the viewing public, as they go head-to-head. Also, in the Big Brother house... Is it haunted? Yeah! I'm not going to lie, I've said this for years. I actually genuinely have. Well, Cameron seems to think so.
I didn't come in here and hope to be haunted.
Neither did I! But we've got so much to talk about. Luckily for you, I work on a haunted show. Hey, look at that! Look at that! But first, we have had our nominations confirmed again. So, still facing eviction this week are Lewis F and Lewis G. We turn them on, we turn them off, we turn them on, we turn them off again. I can't keep up. But we already turned Isaac blue, but there was a twist in the tale with the game changer, so I'm now going to take him back to his non-nominated state. Look at that! He is off of the chopping block. It's now a straight clash between the two Lewises, Lewis F and Lewis G. A clash of the Lewis Titans, if you will. I'm going to be getting the reaction to that Dad's Doorstep challenge. Oh. The Dice Dash, as it's formerly known, sorry. Other soap powders are available. That sealed their fate very soon. Also coming up, I'm going to be going balls deep for you lot. To bring you a behind-the-scenes exclusive, I took part in this week's Game Changer task, and I still can't physically move from yesterday. My inner thighs have had a full-on workout, believe me. And I was literally neck-deep in balls. Also, which of our residents has got the biggest PR potential to take the world of celebrity by storm when they leave the compound? I'm going to be investigating with one of the world's leading PR gurus a bit later on. But first, it's time to introduce my Wednesday night panel. My first guest tonight is in her favourite position, and that is behind her desk. She is a newsreading icon and always my top story. Give it up for the beautiful India Willoughby. Next up, it's a man who puts the fit into fitness, the fizz into physique, and the core into core. He's from the show I never mentioned. It's Sam Bird! And finally, wow! It's Chanel. Is the rabble introduced for the night? Let's crack on with a masturbate, shall we? Tonight's top story, India. Kennelly was winning that Dice Dash challenge. I mean, what were you making of that? I mean, it was so big.
It was so confusing. I think it's got to be the most complicated task we've ever done on Big Brother.
Do you know what? I don't think it was complicated. I just think... we'll talk about this. Obviously, as we all saw, it happened twice, and Big Brother reviewed the footage of the first game and thought, and I agree with Big Brother, it was only fair that they had another go at it because there was a lot of people grabbing from this side and grabbing from that. They were fully aware of the rules, but all of them just literally went to town on it. So I think it was fair, and I'm happy that Big Brother let them do that again. I really, really am.
And we had the VAR intervention, a bit like the World Cup, VAR, video assisted replay.
Listen, what
very
can you
topical.
say? Mix-ups happen.
We got the right decision in the end.
We did, and Kennelly was the rightful winner there. What did you make of her winning? I didn't expect it. I really didn't.
I thought in a straight-run race where nothing had gone wrong, she didn't stand a chance. Because the three guys, for me, were killing it.
They were going
They
for
were
it.
really, they're alpha males. They were determined to win. So I think she's quite fortunate,
But
really.
even India on the rerun, the boys really went for it.
Yeah.
But it was getting that puzzle right. It just goes to show it. That's what I love about the Game Changer, because it's not just physical endurance, it's mental, it's a bit of this, it's a bit of that.
Pressure cooker.
And if you think that you're going to win and you hit that button, but you haven't, you ain't won.
Yeah.
Sam, Kennelly chose Isaac to save from eviction this week. What are you making of her decision?
Well, she fancies him, doesn't she? So,
Oh,
and she probably does. And as I've come from Love Island, I'm thinking that was the right decision.
you thought it was the right decision. But the plot thickened. Little does Kennelly know that Isaac actually nominated her this week. Chanel, look, you've been in there. You know what it's like. You know, she's made a decision. She's done a nice
I'm gutted
thing.
that both the Lewises are up.
Are you?
Yeah, I'm gutted because you've got Lewis F, who is just fit. I mean, I'd sit on his face, let's be honest. So, you know, he's in there and he's nice to look at, but he's a bit whiny for my liking. But, you know, I'd just be like, shut up, let me sit on your face. Anyway, and then you've got Louis G. Do you know what? Everyone seems to not like him, but I find him funny as a viewer. If I was in there, I'd want to hit him.
Which we would never condone on this show.
But as a viewer, it's so entertaining, and he's the only one bringing entertainment.
Well, we're going to get onto them in a second.
Isaac is too negative.
But with Kennelly saving Isaac, do you feel a little bit bad for her because she don't know that he actually nominated her this week?
Not really, because it's like I nominated my friend Suki, who I'm really close friends with now, and it's like at the time she did something that made me feel really uncomfortable, but then we're really close friends even now a year later.
It's just a game.
Well, it is, and as long as he does nothing to piss her off in the future, then she'll
Can I
look
just
back
say,
and think,
I love it
why?
how Chanel will go, piss her off, but I happily say, sit on his face. Do you know, that's why we love Chanel. She feels awkward to piss him off, but she'll happily sit on the face. Do you know what I mean, though? Love her. Isaac, though, went to the diary room. He said he felt very guilty about the fact that she had saved him, knowing that he'd nominated her. Sam, is it quite nice to see that side of Isaac, that he has got that bit of a guilty conscience, thinking, you know, I'm happy I've been saved, but I feel a bit guilty for the girl because I nominated her.
Yeah, to be honest, I think he's just playing a game there, to be honest.
Do ya?
Yeah.
Do you think that was more for us than
Yeah,
him?
I think that was for the viewers. No. He's competitive. You know, we're seeing him in the challenges. He wants to win, like everybody else does. I think he was just saying he's guilty, but he don't really care that
You don't
much.
think he cares? You were shaking your head, babes.
No, I don't. I like it for Isaac feeling guilty.
Sorry, yes to the show.
Darling, I love it. First of all, for Isaac feeling guilty, I don't think he's that clever to play any sophisticated game.
You don't?
No, I don't think he's got it in him to do that. I think that that he just said it as it was. He didn't have any. There's no complication. There's no game to it. I don't think he's.
Do you
Smart
think he was being
enough.
sincere?
Yeah, yeah.
You think he was being sincere? Well, Isaac is safe, as we know, but as Lewis G said...
There's only room for one Lewis.
And he probably did that as well. It is a tale of the two Lewises this week. India, the tension between them two, I mean, it's definitely been bad in there, but is it not just going to get worse as the week progresses, coming up to eviction?
Oh, absolutely. There's only one way this is going for Lewis F in terms of stress and mentality. He's going to struggle. He is really going to be up against it. For me, though, I think Lewis is the better choice.
What one?
Lewis F, sorry.
You think Lewis F?
Yeah,
I can say, like, I don't want to lose either of them, but at least one goes, we can just say Lewis. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It does make my job very difficult. It really does.
I think he's just got so much more to offer, really. I think with Lewis G, he is actually quite one-dimensional. He is that character, whereas I think Lewis F has a lot
One clap for you up there, India. I appreciate it. One clap. One clap. She's got a lovely teal little scarf on, though. I must go up to her. You seem to agree.
Yes, I love him.
You like Lewis...
Lewis F.
You like Lewis F. You'd rather Lewis F stay.
I mean, we all like
The other
him to
one,
look
Lewis
at,
G,
don't we?
gets on your nerves, gets on your nerves. Please have a round of applause for this lady's neck scarf. Lovely neck scarf there, little Tiffany blue there. Can't go wrong. Well, whilst he was in that bath, Lewis F said he was going to be happy either ways because come the end of the week, he's going to be separated from Lewis G, whether he's still in there or outside of the house. Chanel, it is quite fair to say Lewis F, in week one, he was quite fixated with Anna Amelia and let Anna Amelia get to him and he kept talking about her. Now it's Lewis G. Why do you think he is so fixated with Lewis G?
What I do admire about him, he is quite deep and it's really nice.
And I
admire
like that. I do like that.
But I think he's only a young guy and he needs to just let his,
Oh,
let
sorry,
his hair
hang
down,
on.
literally.
Please don't be dirty. I was talking about meaningful and mindfulness.
Yeah, I wish he was deep as well, but you know.
It's a Wednesday. You're terrible.
Can I just say that I do love my boyfriend?
Yeah, I was
so,
going to say,
you know.
I've seen him outside. You might not have one by the end of this one.
I know. No, I think he's overthinking things, but then again, it's hard when you're in there because everything's escalated. You in this environment where everyone's chatting all the time, you can't escape the people, but he's so young and I just want him to let his hair down and just enjoy himself. He's too fixated.
And he's got a lovely head of hair to let down, to be fair.
I want to see him really let loose and just enjoy himself. Like, life's too short.
Well, one thing we're going to talk about in a bit is social groups that have been developing in the house a bit later on. Yeah, oh, yeah, I love a little social group, they are. But let's talk about the second member in our pack of a Lewis.
I think you're all thinking too much.
Lewis G, he said he's not going to take it too seriously in the house. Sam, do you think what we've seen from Lewis G, a bit like what India said, it has been a little bit one-dimensional with what he's been doing. He's been the pranker, the joker, the wind-up merchant. But do you think he's going to escalate that now? Or do you think he's going to rein it in, thinking, oh, I might get evicted if I carry on doing this? Or do you think he's going to go the opposite and go, I'm going to do it even more?
Yeah, he'll do even more, because at the end of the day, he knew he was going to be up for eviction, because he's been annoying to everyone. So he knew he was going to be up there. So why would you go, oh, I'm up there now, I'll rein it in now? He already knew he was going to be there. So you might as well just keep it going.
Yeah.
Does anyone think he's going to do the opposite? Does anyone think he's going to go the other way? You don't? You don't? Yeah, oh, Martin Purcell thinks he will.
I think he'll change. I think he's going to get worse, and I want to see him get worse.
Oh, you think he's going to get worse?
Yeah, definitely.
Does anyone think he's going to rein it in knowing he's up? No? Oh, you do, darling.
You know, when you're up for nomination and people
Eviction.
are eviction.
Don't do it! You know better than that!
I'm trying to behave myself. And when you're up for eviction, you start thinking, why was I nominated? Why am I here? And if he goes up against somebody else who has more sway in the house, he might be thinking, right, I'm going to go home. I think he will definitely change tact and calm down.
You do? You think he
From
might?
experience, you get worse and you go on the defensive then.
Yeah.
And you're like angry at the world when you've been evicted. So I feel like he's just going to get worse.
I thought she was going to cry then. She was it's an awful time. We need to talk about Kay, because she stood up to Lewis G tonight, leading Lewis G to interrupt Lewis F's bath again. Just let the boy have a bath, do you know what I mean? India, what are we making of the new Kay? Like, you know, she doesn't cry, she's standing up for herself. Are we liking this side of her?
I'm not buying it, Rylan.
Oh, yeah.
Not for a minute.
Well, she's selling and you ain't buying it.
Sorry, OK? She's giving me the vibes of someone who cannot be named, maybe. I think we all know who that is. For me, she's just...
Hashtag too soon, India. Too soon.
She's playing... She probably thinks on the inside that she's been really cute and really clever, but I think on the outside, it's really transparent. Maybe I'm wrong, but I'm picking up that her gear changes are really clunky, and she's going from one
We have
persona
I mean,
to
it has
another.
been a full-on shift with Kay. Like, I would
has.
never have expected her to... Look, it sounds really ridiculous, but I think because it's Kay, it does sound a little bit strange, but she is very sweetness. You know, she said, maybe I'm too sweet, maybe I'm too good, rah, 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 rah. And then all of a sudden, it wasn't harsh, what she was saying. I mean, it was completely honest. I think any viewer would say it. But because it was her, it did seem like a bit of a clunky gear change,
strange.
like you said. What do you think's going on there, then?
I think she's evaluating all the time. And I think originally she aligned herself with Lewis G because she saw him as radiating confidence and charisma and being the kingpin in the house. But I think after that earlier discussion with Lewis F, where she had a rethink and she thought, do you know what? On the outside, it might look like I'm siding with a bully here and somebody antagonising. So then she shifted to Lewis F and she's been cozying up.
And then
in
she
that
started
direction.
defending him to Lewis G.
Yeah.
Are we
She's
enjoying the
playing a
new
big game.
feistier side to Kay? Yeah, oh, bit fairy.
I mean, for me, I think Kay is exactly what you said. She's sitting back and she's watching. And one of
Is
the
that a
things,
good game plan, though?
See, it's a good game plan, but I don't like it when it's affecting other people. So, for example, when she said she wanted to leave, honestly, open the door for her, let her walk out.
Gotta be honest, if someone wants to leave, I think we should. Listen, I'm liking the panel, I'm liking the audience. Give yourselves a round. It's a Wednesday. It's time now for a break, but do not go anywhere because I'm going to be analysing which housemate has got the biggest PR potential to grab the showbiz world by the balls when they get out of that house. And still talking about balls, no change. I'm going to be going behind the scenes of the Game Changer. I'll see you straight after this break. Hello and welcome back to Big Brother's Bit on the Side. You right, Nick? Just go. Just go. Don't R him! You should be booing him! Bloody Nick from Art. But it does remind me, though, it's time for some behind-the-scenes action. And yesterday, I gave the Dice Dash a try, and I'm still sore all over. Here's what happened. So I'm taking part in the Game Changer this week, and this week it's the Dice Dash. I'm fully kitted out, and I'm about to do the run-through for this week's Game Changer. I brought Nads from the office along. I think he's going to beat me. He's not. I'm so unfit. That was really hard. My legs, I swear to God, actually gave way halfway through trying to get over that. Let's have a lie down. Just leaving to go. I'm just looking back at the footage. I think I might have cheated a little bit. But it is time to get all PR in here now. Hashtag Adina Monsoon, we love you. I've welcomed a top showbiz and public relations expert to drill him about who he thinks is going to be the toast of the entertainment world when they leave the house. Give it up for the wonderful Nikki, everyone!
Thank you.
Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for drilling me, Rylan. I love that.
What can I say? It's a Wednesday. Yeah. Now, listen, as we know, you guys at home know, taking part in Big Brother can be a very life-changing experience for a housemate, with a select few forging new careers and living out their dreams. So we want to know who's got potential in this fickle world they call showbiz and go all the way, and what they can do to turn those big coins into real-life dollar. So first up, Nick, for those that aren't familiar with you, tell us what your job entails.
OK, so PR is basically about getting the best out of people, making sure there's a bad story where don't get that in the press. Making sure if they're a little bit drunk and they come out of a club, we don't put that in the press. And really making them into people that become public figures that can earn a living for it and hopefully glamorise their lives.
Can I get your number, Nick?
You've got my number, babe.
I'm going to get it up.
You've been stalking me on Twitter for years.
What celebs have you worked with?
I've worked with everyone, A to Z. Obviously, the Spice Girls. Oh, well, I've only worked with 4 of them, Rylan.
4 of them?
Yeah.
What one haven't you worked with?
I can't say.
Is it the one I think it is?
It's the one you can think of.
Oh!
Your mate.
Oh, is it?
Jerry.
It's Jerry! I can get you Jerry!
Oh, brilliant!
I'll trade you Jerry for a Vicky B.
Perfect,
Done.
that's a deal.
That is a deal! That is all 5. Ticked them all
We've
off.
done it.
That's all I'm here for.
This is like 2 becoming 1.
What's
What more do you
silver
want?
lining? What things do you look out for when it comes to spotting a new star or someone who you think has got that little something to take them all the way, and then you helping them out to do it?
Well, first of all, it's about the general public absolutely loving those people. You know, we want somebody that people can identify with. They've got a great story, that they are good role models, and also that they have something to say. They've got an opinion. So basically, you.
This is what I'm going to miss so much about this show, just getting bigged up. I just love it. I know you've selected some of our housemates. You're not going to do them all, but you've had a little selection with your PR guru brain.
Yeah.
So I believe what used to happen in the days of, you know, before digitalisation, it always used to be a little Polaroid.
All about the Polaroid.
So you've taken some Polaroids for us. Who have we got up first? Let's have a little look.
The first one is Kay.
Is it Kay?
Yes.
Oh, an actress.
An actress. Well, she actually has appeared in a few films.
Yeah, we know she's done acting before.
And we know that she's good at crying.
Oh, well, yeah.
On cue. So we know she's got that skill. But also, I think she is very beautiful. I can imagine her being in a Bond movie.
Oh, like a bit of Pussy Galore?
Bit of Pussy Galore, bit of a femme fatale. I could see there. Octopussy, you never know.
You never know.
I think she's got it. You know, she has got those emotions.
Do you think the emotions we're seeing from her in the house are genuine?
I'm not sure. You know, when she turns around and says it's a new Kay, I'm like, OK, love, really? Do we really believe in it? Bit with Holly there on that one, you know. I think the most important thing is that we must look at someone like her. Obviously, she's a vegan.
Yes,
So
yes.
I don't know if you know. I know, we all know she's a vegan. But also, did you know that in January it's called Veganuary, where they try and make everybody eat vegetables? She could be the face of that.
She could be the face of Veganuary.
Veganuary.
Fair enough, that's where you'd put her. I believe next up, we've got our resident bad boy, Isaac.
Well, there he is, Isaac.
So you've put footballer. We know he was a semi-pro footballer at a time.
Exactly.
Do you think he could go back into that?
I think he could maybe go back into coaching, etc. But we know that he does like to dribble, not just on the pitch, but also off the pitch. Because he loves the ladies. I'm a little bit worried about that.
He does.
But I do think that he's got it, but he needs to stop with the swearing, because it really puts people off. And if you're in the public eye, you need to be a role model, and we don't want sort of X marks every time he opens his mouth.
True.
And I think also the other thing too is that his body language is a little bit negative, so he needs to improve that and be more open to people's opinions and be less maybe aggressive in his way of speaking to people.
OK, let's... Oh, there, great.
Thank you.
Let's move on to your next housemate. Let's see who it is.
Oh, here we've got Brooke. We've got Brooke. Now, Brooke already is an influencer.
So
you know,
she does
this anyway. But, you know,
she?
influencing, as you know, is not about being on TV or going to events. It's about having your own YouTube space, communicating with people, and I think people will really quite like her. You know, she's great at makeup.
Yeah,
makeup tutorials will be fantastic. She's always on point with that. She's also, you know, she's quite zen. So incorporating the two,
quite a nice girl.
I like her, and I think she's
like
got
Brooke.
a nice
She's not
vibe.
a nice girl.
So, and I think people will want to buy into her, and brands will really like the fact that she's got a little bit of edge, but she's also very accessible. So I like her.
OK, so we put her as an influencer still. Let's move on to the next one.
Well, here he is.
Lewis F.
Who is that? Lewis F. There's only room for one Lewis, though, remember?
Yeah, remember, clearly.
I mean, he's gorgeous, he's sexy. I can see him in a Calvin Klein... He's like you, basically.
Oh, God, I wish.
I can see him in a Calvin Klein underwear advert. He's, you know, fantastic. But he has his edge. You know, there's his other side to him, and I'm a bit worried about that because, you know, we want to make sure that he's a great role model, and there's parts of him which are quite dark, he's quite moody, and in this industry, we can't have that.
So is it, when it comes down to modelling, is it a bit more seen but not heard?
Exactly, totally, like Zip It, basically. We all want the easy life, but he is very, very bankable. Bankable. And he will make, hopefully, a lot of money.
Lot of money. OK, well, let's move on to our last one. Who have we got? Oh, it's Lewis J.
There he is.
But hold up. You put big star.
I think he's going to be a massive star.
Do you?
Yeah, I mean, he's more Honey G than 1D. But I do think that he's going to have this window of becoming somebody who is everywhere. He's going to be ubiquitous everywhere.
Oh, that's a big word for
yeah,
box.
I don't know what that means, but I wrote it down.
Yeah.
No, but he really is going to be fantastic. He's got that personality you love to hate. And those kind of people always get great airtime.
But, Nick, will he have the longevity, or will it be a flash in the pan, do you think?
I think he's not like you, who's going to last forever. And you're like the...
Why are you on praising me tonight?
You're the Cher of showbiz to me.
Oh, thank you so much.
But I think he's really is, you know, he's like...
he's a controversial character, isn't he?
Yeah, he'll only last for a wee while and he'll go off quite soon.
Well, there is one more housemate I really want to talk about.
OK, who's that?
I have to ask you about Thomas.
OK,
I
Thomas.
really do. I mean, to me, he's a style icon, so I've done this as he's my style icon. But do you... Thomas has come from a background that is, you know, so different to this world.
Of course.
Is there any way we can help him become a star in this showbiz world?
Well, yeah, I mean, I think what I love about Thomas is that he has no filter.
None.
And I think that's absolutely fantastic. So with shows like Queer Eye, which are massive at the moment, I can imagine him on a show like that, giving people style advice.
Oh, can you imagine?
It would be absolutely fantastic. We'd all tune in. We'd all be waiting for that sort of water cooler moment of wondering what he's going to say about what people are wearing. So actually, I know it's a bit of a left field, but maybe, you never know, he could become a style icon.
Would you be able to make him a style icon? That's the question.
I can make anybody fantastic, and I hopefully would be able to... This would be a challenge, but a challenge I'm very willing to take
Challenge
up.
accepted!
Accepted!
That's a verbal contract.
Oh, my God,
You
a
said it on the
verbal
telly.
contract.
That's it. And he's doing it all for free. Now, listen, I don't do this for everyone, but I think you've done so well tonight,
Thank
Nick.
you.
It's such a pleasure to have you on the show. Should we let him go on the panel for the rest of the show? I think we should. Do you want for it?
Thank you,
Let's do
yes.
it. Get up for Nick Eade, everyone. Right, it's time for a quick breather now, but after the break, the housemates got a very rude awakening in Bots News, and I'm getting my money's worth out of my panel tonight, so I'm going to be sending my chief correspondent, India Willoughby, up to their Big Brother house for a special investigation as she reports from the camera runs. That's in India's special report! I can't believe I'm saying this, though, but there's been a few rumours circling around, but I can confirm there are new housemates going into the house, ladies and gentlemen. Wow. I've been sworn to secrecy, but I can finally reveal all after this. See you in a minute. New housemates, Nick. Can you believe it? Welcome back to Big Brother's bit on the side. Now, guys, you're not going to believe this, but there are new housemates going in. I can confirm that the names of the new housemates are... Yeah. It's the chickens! The chickens are back! The chickens are back! Chickens! Oh, the chickens! I mean, it's so 2000, but I am excited, and I've got an exclusive. I got the chance to meet the chickens and interview the chickens before they went into the house, and here's what they had to say for themselves. Have a look.
So guys, I've been promising you new housemates, and we have finally got them. The return of the chickens. They're having a lovely time, so we're going to see what they've got to say for themselves. Come on. Hi, Ryland Clark Neal, bit on the side. They're very shy chicken. Can we get a comment for bit on the side? Just a few words for bit on the side, viewers. Any word from you, sir?
They're coming for me. They're coming for me. It's touching me. It's touching me.
So that's Ryland Clark Neal reporting for Big Brother's bit on the side. It's back to you, Ryland, in the studio. Thank you.
It pecked me. Full on peck. Now, I know I'm a Big Brother super fan. India, I know you are as well. The chickens are back and they're lovely.
You know, people who are fairly new to the programme might not understand this rapture for chickens, but it's so important, it's so iconic.
Just one word. Marjorie!
Marjorie!
Lovely!
Proper old school.
Over the moon
delighted.
for the chickens' return. Honestly,
I'd rather
I am
have the
shook.
chickens than Brad Pitt. I think.
Yeah, that says a lot. That says a lot. We tried to get him. Right, it's time now for tomorrow's headlines in today's Bots News. Crush these. Our top stories tonight. Housemates get a rude awakening. Thomas has one thing on his mind. And Lewis G and Isaac are getting mouthy. Thank you. First up at 9:57 this morning, the housemates were awoken with a hen party. Rums ET.
Oh, there's chickens everywhere.
No, that's gonna really upset me. That's like fucked up. And if they put farm animals in here, I'll break down.
Morning. Is there really a chicken out there? A live chicken? Is it?
No, they're all fake.
Oh yeah, I want me some cog.
I was going to say early bird catches the morning worm, but 9:57. Really? You're getting more of a line than I am. Next up at 10:14, it would appear that Big Brother has misunderstood Thomas's wish list. Run VT.
There's so much cog. It's everywhere.
It wasn't quite what I had in mind, but...
Is it good enough?
Zoe, would you like a saying about chickens?
Why did the chicken cross the road?
No.
Is it like the one like...
Count your chickens or something like
Don't
that?
put all your eggs in one basket.
Oh, yes, babe. That's the one. When I was asking for some cock, is that what I really had in mind?
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
Well, we did get the cock request, but what a pluck up by Big Brother there. Also, I believe I did spot Marjorie in there. Lovely to see Marjorie doing well, isn't it, guys? Big up to Darren. I know you're missing her. And finally, at 12:21 this afternoon, Thomas wasn't the only one talking about chicks. Rumbly too.
Would you get your tongue pierced? Yeah. But I think I'm a bit old for that now. You fruity cunt, bruv. What, just for licking girls out? Do you like a bit of that, do you? What, licking girls out? Mm. You enjoy? Yeah. Yeah. You? Don't really do nothing for me, to be honest. It's fun, though. Especially if they have a pretty pussy. Hmm. We're so naughty.
There was something I was supposed to say, but it's just on the tip of my tongue. Now I'm joined by one of the chickens that didn't make the cut for the Big Brother house. Have you got anything to say?
Clack, clack, clack,
That's enough from you. It's time now to get to the heart of what's making this news very special in a very, very special report. I sent my chief news correspondent, India Willoughby, up to the house for an investigative probe. Yeah, and she's just filed this report, almost live from the scene. Roll VT.
Hi, I'm India Willoughby, as live outside the Big Brother house in Boreham Wood, the UK's capital of culture, 1974. Fake news. I'm going to be going inside to bring you some of the events as live from the front line. Word of warning, though, there could be some flash photography. Reporting from the front line can sometimes be a terribly dangerous job. Sometimes it's the best job in the world. And look over here at the back. We can see Lewis F. Oh my God. He's gonna jump in there, I think. And he's just gonna lather it all over his body. In news terms, it could be a big splash. And in this corner, we have Kay, giving it lots of rabbit with the bunny ears on there. And she's doing her toenails. In my opinion, she needs to polish up her act. Today, there's potential for lots of foul play. Looking on the bench there, that's a very attractive hat. She looks a bit quackers to me. It's a beautiful, beautiful day. Sunbathing in September. Incredible. Some breaking news, you could say. Headlines. Let's have a look at Thomas here, getting very close and personal with Isaac, giving him a lovely head massage there. So what have we learned then? Lewis F enjoys a good daytime bath, and also Isaac likes to get head off Thomas. If that doesn't get me a Reporter of the Year, I don't know what will. Back to you, Rylan, in the studio.
Massive thanks to India, who's now joined us in the studio. Big thank you to you, India. Any words? Sorry, we've run out of time. This isn't the news at Hen. And that was today's Box News. Thank you. That is all for part 3, but luckily part 4 is just around the corner. Coming up, there's even more chicken news and our exclusives as the housemates get to grips with their favourite friends. And we're going to be looking at the groups and cliques that are formed in the house and asking, will they last? But first, as ever, who goes? You decide! You decide. Here's all the details you need. This week, Lewis F and Lewis G face the public vote. Who goes? You decide. To evict Lewis F from a landline, call 090 20 44 58 09 or from a mobile, call 650 58 09. To evict Lewis G from a landline, call 090 20 44 58 10 or from a mobile, call 650 58 10. Calls to the long number will cost 50p plus your network access charge. Calls to the short number will cost 50p. Voting closes in Friday's eviction show. Votes cast after lines close won't count. If you're watching on catch-up after that or outside the UK, please don't vote. You can find terms on the Big Brother website. Welcome back to Big Brother's bit on the side. Now, I don't mean to be rude, but with all this talk of the Game Changer necklace, you know, in the main show, I've decided to give my own little twist to the necklace. And here is the Ryland choker, as modelled by Chanel. Now, as you can see, it's just as gorgeous. Can we just get a nice little close-up of that? Nice little close-up of the Ryland choker there. Just over here, darling. Just show it to the camera. There we go. That's stunning. Chanel wears this beautiful dress that is quite high. And the Ryland choker. Thank you, Chanel. Off you go. Mind the step, Jeff. And if you want stockist information, it will not be available on our website. Who fancies an exclusive? Go on, then. And it looks like Lewis G and Zoe are having a clucking good time.
Zoe
Yeah.
and Lewis G.
Yeah.
You're almost ready to resume your chicken count. Your arms and your legs will be strapped down with Velcro straps.
Kinky.
You have 3 minutes to count all the chickens that you can see in the room.
What?
Zoe and Lewis G,
Yeah.
will you please lower your face shields?
Yeah.
Goodbye for now.
Oh, I can hear them. I can smell them.
Oh no.
I can smell them.
Oh, it's going to be loads of chicken shit, isn't it?
Yes, my
Oh, it
favourite.
fucking stinks.
What did we sign up for, Zoe? This is not what we signed up for.
Housemates have 3 minutes to count
Right.
the number of chickens in the room.
Shit. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, fuck. Oh, fuck.
Whoa! All right, count them.
Okay,
1, 2, 3.
4. Okay.
You count. I'm just going to look at them.
1, 2, 3. Right, 1, 2, 3.
And believe me, it got a whole lot more pecky. But our housemates have settled in. The social groups have definitely started to form properly, and it's getting a little bit cliquey in there. So let's chat about who's in a house squad and who's been left outside alone. And I so wanted to sing a bit of Anastasia then, but I didn't. Let's start with the girls' squad, and that includes Brooke, Sean and Kennelly. Now, Chanel, what are you making of this squad? Did we expect these three to sort of align up quite tightly?
Yeah, I like them. I just wish they'd have more fun.
Do you think they're not having enough fun, them three?
No.
You don't?
No.
India, are you surprised that these three have gravitated towards each other?
I am shocked. If you showed me the first episode and said these three would be together, I would be gobsmacked.
I think, especially from the profile VTs,
exactly, especially, I'll tell you who, Sian. I think Sian has had to go back to base one and start from scratch. And she's trying to do it in strength in numbers now by forming a squad, Taylor Swift style. And I think Sian, she started off really strong, and for me, she was one of the favourites.
She did have a bit of a dip, didn't she?
She ticked a lot of boxes that, you know, traditional Big Brother successful housemates have done. But then she sort of disappeared, really. And I think she's thought it through in her head. You see, there's very much a gender divide, actually, now. I think
well, you say that there's a gender divide. I think
together.
it's fair you do say that, because we do also have a boy squad in there. But if you actually really look at it, it's only made up of Lewis G and Isaac at the moment. Sam, I mean, they've been on quite shaky ground. They've had their arguments in there. They're close, but then they argue again. Do we think this boy squad can continue, the two of them?
Yeah, I think when you're in like an environment like that, I think it's nice to have like a boy on your side, and I think it'll be really nice if, you know, they get back together, because, you know, Lewis G's had a bit of a rough time. I know he's caused it by himself, but if he can just get a mate again, and I think that might make him, like, calm him down a little bit. I hope he doesn't calm him down, because I want him to keep causing trouble.
You want him to keep
doing it? Because I like causing trouble. I like that.
You like it?
I like a troublemaker.
Nick, if Lewis G was to go on Friday, where's that going to leave Isaac? Because he is quite tight with him.
Yeah, totally. I think Isaac's going to be lost. He's not going to know where to actually go, who to talk to, who to really become their buddy again. And I think he's going to spend a few days kind of almost circling around people to work out what his clique's going to be.
Well, it's funny you say that, because we've noticed on bots he might find comfort in the arms or lap of Thomas. They seem to have really bonded recently, having their little chats together and stuff like that. Thomas encouraged Kennelly to save Isaac as well from being up for eviction. Chanel, where do you think this friendship's come from between Thomas and Isaac? I mean, it's quite an unplanned one, I think.
And do you know what? I know that I'm going to get so many tweets saying, no, I'm unfollowing you, Emma. But I've not warmed to Thomas.
You've not?
Agree.
You've not? And you agree as well?
Yeah, I think he's playing the game. I think he knows what... I think he's playing it safe, and I think he's playing the game and he knows what he's doing. And I do find him funny sometimes, but... I'm not seeing the big buzz about him. I think he's playing the game.
I think Thomas is very good at passive-aggressive style, where he will drift around the house and he will plant little seeds and then he will disappear.
He gives a good head massage, though.
That's true.
Hey, how do you know?
Essentially, I think he is being quite two-faced.
You think he's being a bit too
And anyone who puts rubbish in someone else's bin is a baddie.
Oh!
I think that's a terrible
I think that Thomas is... Everybody thinks Thomas is going to win.
Yeah.
They all in the house think that he is the one...
In the house, I think
in the
it's fair
house,
to say a lot
they
of them
all
think
think
that.
that. So they're swarming around him like seagulls do to chips, you know. Well, maybe that's the wrong analogy.
Gannets!
Anyway, gannets do. But, you know, they're all circling and they're all wondering what to do around him and what to say. And as you say, totally, he is throwing these nuggets and creating quite a lot of drama.
But you say that, but he was originally in that pairing with Cameron, which we loved at the beginning. We really, really liked that.
But do you not remember when he said, oh, Cameron, even if we have to get in the pool and start making out, we'll do it to stay?
See, I totally get what you're saying there, because it did seem a little bit like, oh, is this an acting? Is this? But what did you take that as? Did you take it as acting, or did you take it as, like, a laugh?
I think that he's a very, very intelligent housemate. And as time goes on, the more intelligent game players will come forward. I think Thomas is obviously not going to be on the surface as he seems, because he's a smart... He's doing things from a distance. He's pulling strings from a distance. But isn't that what we want to see? We want to see an intelligent person playing the game as it's intended.
A lot of people accuse him of being a floater. Do we think he's a bit of a floater, Thomas?
Yeah, 100%.
You think he is?
I do. I just think he's playing it safe. He knows what the public want to see. The public love him. The housemates love him. I think time will tell, and I really think that something's going to happen where the public will see his true colours.
I think it's happening now, though. He's becoming a little bit more bitchy. He's saying things which are pretty contentious, and I think he's going to actually implode.
Do you think he could ruin it for himself in there?
Thomas has a ruthless streak, because we saw that in the mind task, which I thought was fantastic, by the way. But when he went in, and I think he had 700 coins, and he came out and somebody asked him, well, how much did you get? And he said 500.
Yeah.
So all the time, I think if it was that everyone was drowning and there was one life belt, he would grab it and he would push everyone else under.
Well, it's a game! We spoke about Cameron briefly just then, but he classes himself as a bit of a misfit alongside Kian and Zoe, and we know Kian and Zoe have got quite a tight bond anyway. Sam, would you class Kian, Zoe and Cameron as the misfits of the house?
Yeah, I've got a little bit of a soft spot for Cameron because he's from Norwich, which is where I'm from.
They are.
That's one thing. But I think he's going to come out of his shell a little bit as well.
Well, we have seen him come out of his shell, especially from launch night, haven't we? Do any of you think Cameron's got the longevity in him to go the whole way in the game? Who said that?
Absolutely adore him. He's just so sweet, and he's very clever. He's playing the long game, and he knows what he's doing. He's observing, he's playing it, and watch where he will shine towards the end.
Who said no? Who said no? You said no?
I think Cameron's got very strong opinions. Like, in his first video, he says, I'm a Conservative. I feel like he's keeping them to himself.
Do you?
Yeah, like, you haven't seen him, say his strong, bold opinions.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Think we will?
Yeah, I hope we do.
Oh, we hope we do. Another pairing, I've got about 40 seconds left. It's Lewis F and Kay. We've seen a new Kay. She's quite pleased with herself now that she's come out of her shell. This Lewis F Kay scenario, India, it was originally her and Lewis G. Now it's her and Lewis F. What are we making of that?
Again, I think it's people recalibrating here. I think Lewis, because he's in jeopardy, and also Kay, who's probably had a look at the game plan at the moment and thinking it hasn't worked. It's time for the showmance, folks. I'm so bored of showmances, but I can see it coming a mile off.
You can see it coming? Do we agree with that? Seem to agree with that? You do, Martin?
Yeah, you can see it straight away, exactly what Willoughby said. It's game playing, and she knows what she's doing, and they both, well, she knows what she's doing, and I think to create a romance between those two, it's not going to work.
Brilliant. Well, listen, that's all I've got time for tonight. And massive thank you to my brilliant panel and my fantastic audience. And you lot at home. I'm going to be back tomorrow night for Throwback Thursdays. We'll be on just after 11. I'm going to be joined by ex-housemate Gina Rio, Ziggy Lickman, and Queen of the Meltdown, Vanessa Bounce, plus Voice of the Law, Supreme Lord Chief Justice Lord Judge Ryland is back. Until then, chickens for life, not just a big brother. Night-night.